Hi, I'm Bryony Kennedy, the founder of ADORN Cosmetics, and today's tutorial is going to be for those of you with oily skin and you're looking for products that are going to stay put during the day. So to start with, what I recommend if you have an oilier complexion is using our Hydration Plus Primer and Day Moisturizer as your first product. This will help regulate oil flow, but it will also hydrate the skin during the day. Okay, so I've already put this particular product on our model. The next product that I'm going to use is our Oil Control Liquid Foundation. So it's a mineral foundation. It has no oil in it whatsoever. So it's perfect for those of you that sweat during the day or you have the oilier complexion and you want a really subtle but flawless coverage. It's also very lightweight. It has a light SPF to it, so about 8+, so it gives a little bit of sun protection. How I like to pop it on is a little dot on the kabuki brush. That is the application brush that I recommend in our range. You can use fingers or a sponge, but this gives a really beautiful skin-like appearance to the foundations. So you can either dot this onto the skin or onto the brush, and then you just gently buff that in. Okay, so the color I'm using today is medium olive, and you can see that on the other side of our model's face I have already applied the products, and this side I'm going to show you how I've achieved that. So you'll find that you might only need a few pumps to get that coverage that I have created on the other side. Okay, and now I'm just gently buffing it down. That makes the hair on the face sit flush with the skin as well, which is really important if you do have those little blonde hairs on the face. So I guess that the rule here with the ADORN range is just to remember a little bit goes a long way. So really just apply small amounts at a time. Now the kabuki brush is a synthetic fiber, so it will not breed bacteria like natural hair, and it also means that it's cruelty free and vegan, which is great. But the material that we use really gets the product to buff into the skin and it looks skin-like. So that is why this particular product is so popular. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a little bit of concealer on underneath the eyes, and concealer you do put on after your foundation. The reason for that is you can see that this foundation has eliminated most, if not all, of any of the imperfections that you may be concerned about. So really all I'm going to do is put a little bit underneath the eyes for Taylor. I am putting a bit of the foundation down the neck as well, okay, just to bring everything into balance, because usually we're a little bit darker along the chest and the face is usually a little bit lighter. So that's the oil-free liquid foundation, and using a clean finger in the morning, all you would do is just gently pop the concealer under your eye and you pat it on just like you would an eye cream, okay, and just gently blend that up to the lash line. You can use brushes if you like. I prefer clean fingers. Obviously I've got clean fingers. I just think that the warmth of your finger gets the product to penetrate a little bit more. And I like to use the concealer as a really quick nude eyeshadow as well. So there's just a little added tip for those of you that want a really nice quick nude eye. Looking up for me. Okay, so and then around the nose if you need a bit of concealer. Okay, so that has given a really nice coverage, and again an oil-free coverage. So now I'm going to just very quickly contour around the hairline. Okay, and I start about this far down. And what this does is it just gives the illusion that you're a little bit browner than you are. It gives a dewy glow to the skin. It stops your foundation looking flat and one-dimensional. So it's breaking up the face. So I'm doing a 3. So I'm popping it in the hair, putting it down under the cheekbone and around the jawline here. Okay, so that's a really quick way to contour. And all of the minerals just work in synergy together, so they blend seamlessly. So you don't need to be a professional to get these products to look flawless. Now that bronzer I used was the Autumn bronzer. It's got a slight luminescence to it, so it will make the skin have a little bit of a glow, which is great. And the blush I'm going to use is a loose blush. So if you have oily skin, I do recommend sticking to the loose mineral blushes because they will help with oil control, especially in the T-zone. So I'm putting the new Coral Radiance color onto the cheekbones. And you can put loose minerals over the top of our liquids because they are all minerals. They all work well together. So traditionally you wouldn't put a loose over a liquid, but you can in the ADORN range. So the oil-free liquid mineral is what I've used as the foundation, and then I'm using a loose blush over the top. Now, for those of you with oily skin, you can also use the loose minerals in our range, but if you're a liquid lover, then this one's going to be a product that you love as well. Okay, so just to set that down, especially for those that have exceptionally oily skin or a really oily T-zone, I'm now going to use our Oil Control Matte Setting Powder. Now this is what you would use this product where you mainly need it. So if it's just the T-zone, just put it down the T-zone. Okay, so it's just giving a mineral product, not talc, not clay, nothing that's going to congest the skin. This setting powder is still allowing the skin to breathe, so it's really important that you get a natural setting powder, and it's going to help oil control during the day. What I also like about the Oil Control Matte Setting Powder is it will help tone your makeup down. So if you feel that you've made your contour too heavy, your blush is too bright, or you feel that you haven't blended it well enough, you can go over it with this powder as well, and it just goes on like a clear veil. So it gets it really nice and flawless looking. Okay, and just to finish off, you don't have to do this step, but if you feel that you would like to create dewiness, that's not oiliness, but dewiness, just in certain parts of the face, like it might be around the temples, I love using our Skin Radiance Loose Mineral Illuminizer, just to give a little bit of a glow around the temples. Okay, it's a really nice, quick eyeshadow color as well, so you can just dust it over the eyes. So I'm just putting it around the forehead and around the temples. Okay, I'm not putting it in the area where the oil tends to secrete, so it's just around the forehead here and the temples and slightly onto the top of the cheekbones. So there you have it, a really quick oil-free, oil control makeup application for those of you with oily skin in 5 or 6 products, and you should be able to do that in 2 or 3 minutes and you're done.